Shall we?
Mm-hmm.
Is that running? All right. Alrighty. Are we all waiting to see if it's going to come up?
It's not moving. It's not moving, right?
No, it
It
is.
is. It's just moving very slow.
What?
I think it's set to a wider. It's set to a wider screen so that it's not.
It's not at the edge. There it is.
There we go. Yeah, yeah. There we go.
I see.
Little mental insurance.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Welcome back to the podcast.
Bro, why is this blanket in here?
I don't know, but you look quite comfortable.
It has a smell to it.
Why are you wearing it around your shoulders?
I didn't
then?
smell it until it was out around until I was shrouded in this blanket.
The smelly blanket's brutal.
Every time you guys start the podcast while I'm playing chess, I lose. Just want to say that.
Stop playing chess minutes before we start the podcast.
I never know when we're going to start the episode. You guys are always out,
I'm not playing Sudoku over here.
doing willy-nilly
Sudoku.
stuff.
Playing
Foraging.
freaking
You don't have to be
Bathroom
playing fucking
trips.
words with friends over here, brother.
Diarrhea. Every time.
I don't ever have diarrhea here. I have occasionally.
You tell us that you do.
Wait, that was crazy. In the same sentence, you just refuted your own claim.
He does that a lot. If you pay attention, Sass will assert an assertion, and then if you let it, unravel long enough, he walks it back and says the opposite
He'll
thing.
walk it back in real time.
Mm-hmm.
I have a good. So I went fly fishing this weekend, and I caught 10 fish.
10 fish.
And
1 fish, 2 fish, red fish, blue fish.
And we talked about it a little bit on the other episode, but I got to use
Patron's
rod. Beautiful rod. I mean, just unbelievably.
Billy's
Nice.
rod.
But I fell multiple times while fishing,
Why?
and I do commonly.
Drinking?
No, I slip
His inner ear has always been fucked.
because I'm in the
Tinnitus?
the river that I fish is it's like notoriously rocky, so you're constantly walking on slippery rocks, and I think I got to get like studs for my boots or something because I'm taking falls that I'm like, one of these is gonna be bad.
You're going to wear crampons underwater?
We got to
think
get
that's
this guy
what
some
people do.
crampons.
Let's get you some waterproof crampons.
I think people put studs on their boots. I don't think they're necessarily
Look,
crampons.
I'll tell you what. I'm going to tell you something right now. There are no studs that are going to help underwater like that.
Dude, I fell while I had a fish hooked, and then I got up and it was still hooked.
That's pretty baller.
It was pretty sick. I just maintained that tight line
Damn.
because I was fishing barbless. Because as you guys know, in Washington, the guy made me pinch all my barbs.
Yeah.
Which
You're
I tried to find the footage of that. By the way, it's like you got to like call the office.
You
Yeah,
should.
yeah, you have to do the Freedom of
Wasn't
Information
worth
Act.
It. Wasn't worth
You
it.
have to like fill out forms. It's a
Yeah.
form you have to fill out.
Yeah, I thought it was just gonna be like on like a database somewhere that I could just download the video.
He thought that all of them are already published.
Yeah.
Every police encounter.
Well, I think they technically are all public,
they're public
you gotta
record.
request them.
Yeah.
and you have to have a reason as to why you want them. And I don't think I can be like, I'm the guy in the video.
This cop.
I think you could just say there's a discrepancy in your account from theirs. Unfair warning or something like that.
Yeah, but I don't want to give that guy a hard time. He was nice.
Well,
He
it's
was
not
doing
going to
his
give him a
job.
hard time. You're just going to get the information released to you.
But
It'll
then
be
he's
nice.
probably gonna be like, "Why are they pulling tapes from my footage? Am I doing something wrong?"
You could take away his qualified immunity. Wow.
Yeah. I don't want to give that guy. I don't want to make that guy's life any harder.
I don't think it would, but
It's nice of you.
it's nice that you kept that fish on the line. It's like that video. Have you ever seen the video? I think it's like a Houston Astros fan or something. Some fan gets knocked out in one of those stadium concourse brawls, but he holds up his 24-ounce beer as he's knocked out the entire time.
Oh, I've seen that. Isn't that
Isn't that a classic?
It's a great video. Yeah, it was good, but I mean, nasty falls. And
Where'd you land on? What part of your body?
my knee
Oh,
and then my shin.
fell forward?
Same leg both times.
Better
I
than your
tore my-
rump, though.
There's a leak in my waders from falling. Got back to the car to take off my waders. My right leg is just sopping wet. Everything else is dry, but my right leg is soaked.
You're going to need new ones?
No, I'll patch them up.
Did you have a picture of it?
Of the fall?
Yeah.
No,
So how do we even know it happened?
brother.
Good point.
Yeah,
Brother.
I mean, how do we know it? that you even fell at all. If there's
anyone
not video evidence
fell
of
in
it.
the water like that, they'd probably have that.
Well, I can show you guys. I was very deep in water.
Deeper than I was when we fished?
Around that.
No,
Did you
'cause
guys go
told me I
deep
was
sea
too
fishing?
deep.
Like I was up to my.
I thought when you guys fished for Kobe.
Here's a good photo.
Why are you pointing at like a TV remote?
Because I wanted to make the same face as the fish. But I am pretty deep. Like that's deep water.
That's not as deep as I
Why don't
was.
you
If you
ever put-
fall in that, you're fucked.
Why don't you ever publish these?
I don't know.
Because if I took a picture like that, it'd be. If I had a picture of me with a fish like that, it'd be on Instagram immediately.
Look at that one. Look at that bird. Beautiful bird.
That actually is. Why is that not one of the best fish you've ever caught?
It wasn't that big.
That looks pretty big to me by your standards.
I think that's big just because of the camera angle. Because I'm holding it up in front of the camera. Makes it look big. The one I caught in Washington was way bigger than that.
But you were holding it close to your body.
Yeah.
So it could get wide enough.
You didn't need, because there's no need to hold it close.
In that
People
picture,
already-
you're
people
kind of
already knew it was a
juicing the
tank.
bat.
Exactly. Yeah.
You got the fat barrel,
Yeah.
Yankee bat.
This one they already knew was a fucking beast.
We got to go whitewater rafting.
Oh man, dude, it was nice though. It was such good fishing. They must have just stocked the water because opening day was April 5th.
Where are the fish before they stock the water?
China.
No, they're in like a pond or like a fucking.
They're
Not a
in
pond, it wouldn't be a
hotel
pond.
lobbies in China.
Why are they in the lobby?
They're
The
just like
decoration.
Oh,
They're
I see.
decorative.
corporate centers
Yeah,
where there's just like
open-
a pond in the middle.
Open fish lobbies.
Made me fired up to get out there this summer on a nice, like, dude, the flex on this rod, incredible. The mend, like I was able to mend the line just like with a flick, just like that, and the line would.
Holy shit.
Fly fishing, I think, does feel better when you catch a fish than it does on a regular line. Because when you catch a fish fly fishing, like you set the hook and then it's like you feel every movement of the fish underwater because you're holding the line.
It's my favorite.
You've never done it. We got to get you tight.
You think I've never caught a fish fly fishing?
I do.
You're wrong.
When have you?
I was at Glacier National Park
Ooh,
fly fishing, and I caught one through the eye.
really?
Yeah.
False head,
Well, I reeled it in.
false hook.
False front.
I've false hooked a lot of fish. Happens.
Yeah, but he.
Bringing him in by the spine. Like this is a tough scene. Those are the ones that you don't even take out of the water because you're like, I didn't earn this.
You take
Yeah.
a picture of
Bring
it.
it,
You
bring
wind
it
up
in
on a
by
watch
the
list.
tail. You're like, because when you catch a fish like that, you're like, they fight way different. So you can tell pretty easily because you're like, why does this fish feel like it's 30 pounds? And then you bring it in, it's an 8-inch trout, and you're like, oh, because I hooked it by its fucking fin.
Right.
And it's battling, flailing around.
Damn. I gotta fucking eat one of these fish that you're catching.
I know.
Why don't you bring some of them home? You
'cause
should have
they're-
flown back with it.
Because that river, well, I could have in Washington. No, the one in Washington was catch and release only, too.
How did Helen Keller learn to communicate?
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense.
I don't think she was communicating at all. She was just like biting
She
people.
wrote
and
a
shit.
book.
She wrote a book through bite marks. She like bit Braille into a book.
Did she really bite? Did she really write the book?
She
Or
bit
did
the
she have-
book.
Did she have Francis
Did she
under her
bite the
belt?
book or did she write the?
All right, I'm gonna say every letter of the alphabet. Bite me when I hit the right one.
Yeah.
Okay. B. Oh no. R.
I mean,
It was Tommy Smokes translating what Helen Keller really meant.
The stories of Helen Keller make her seem like just a problem. You know? Like they had her just out in a fucking box. They just had her in like a shed.
What
and they were
stories
just
are you
like
talking about?
flail around in here.
What stories are you talking about?
We've talked about Helen Keller multiple times on the podcast, and this is how it always goes. But even like when I read those books when I was like 10 when you have to read all that shit.
I don't remember reading a book. I just remember there being like tale of
Or we would learn about Helen Keller.
a biting woman.
But I remember learning about it and being like, why? What was the purpose of this?
She's remarkable. She's remarkable.
It's like some weird
For her
fucking
to-
Nazi science that for some reason we had this girl in like a just a shed alone, just like throwing shit around all day, trying to bite her way through the lock. And then some lady would come by every day and like take notes.
No, this is what she's saying.
Yeah, this is what she does. She's in a good mood right now. She's just
She enjoyed the
drool
raisins.
all over her face. There's foam coming out of her mouth.
How
Chain
did she
hanging out
learn?
on either side.
You're the resident expert on Helen Keller.
I just don't believe she did.
You think it was a conspiracy?
I think it was like someone else wrote the book.
They were probably getting paid by the word. They're like, I can get out of here faster if I just say if she meant
She
something.
wrote the book.
I'm
Yeah.
going to look this up.
Because then that was probably why it sold so well. Because then she went to do the book signings, and everyone was like, "There's no fucking way she wrote this book." And then the lady that wrote it was like, "No, she did." And they were like, "All right, well, we gotta buy it and read it."
She's just tipping over every stack of books at the bookstore.
Yeah, yeah.
Running.
Chewing through the hard copies. Did two good questions actually. Do they sell the Bible at like Barnes and Noble? Like,
Yes.
if you went to like a Barnes and Noble, you could just buy the Bible.
Yep.
For sure.
That's pretty cool. Two, it was
Do
something
they sell
about
the
Helen.
best-selling book of all time at the biggest bookstore?
Well, you never know.
Yeah.
Like that is weird that you could just go like I could just buy the Bible on like my Kindle.
Why is it weird?
I don't know. You'd think it would be. You think you'd have to go to like some separate. You think you'd have to go to the church.
You think it'd be more exclusive?
Yeah.
Helen's teacher spelled letters and words into her hand.
Mm.
I guess that's how she taught her. But Helen Keller was blind, deaf,
and mute.
and dumb, right?
Mute.
No, she was an idiot.
I
Means the
think
same
she was a
thing.
genius.
Dumb as the...
She was dumb as rocks. Yeah. If that's what you're asking. But for some reason, they've phrased it into like she was. Like for some reason, when you're younger, you think it's like Albert Einstein and then Helen Keller.
You've just been blind, deaf, and dumb. Like,
Do
she
you know
didn't
that
have her
dumb
senses.
means you can't speak?
Oh no, I didn't know that. That's news to me.
But why would you say with so much certainty that she was
Oh
dumb?
no, she was dumb as
As
rock.
rocks.
Because she definitely was.
No,
if you don't
the-
see or hear anything, you can't be smart. So what? Yeah, she knew the alphabet. It's impressive.
But you're saying because she never learned something, she couldn't be smart?
I don't think she was like
Because she couldn't read a book, she couldn't be smart?
she wasn't like Stephen Hawking.
No, but nobody is.
and
right?
no one's calling her Stephen Hawking either.
She was smart for her circumstances.
She
yeah.
did the most with the least.
Yeah. She wrote a book,
Oh,
supposedly.
I
Kel-
feel like you can't just start with the alphabet in the hand.
No.
You have to start with like yes, no,
Yeah.
sex.
oh, she eventually learned to speak,
Oh.
but her speech was never as clear as she would have liked. How did she know?
How did we know?
Think of that. Learning to speak when you've never been able to hear, that's got to sound
Horrific.
tough.
Yeah, it's got to be tough.
Because I think that there are deaf people who lose their hearing and continue to speak, and it's sort of becomes...
There's a woman on last season of the Great British Bake Off who is deaf, but she speaks perfectly.
Is that so?
Yes, she has like a signer, but whenever she's talking to Paul Hollywood, she's pretty good looking too, bro.
There's a woman in The
I'm
Good
straight,
Shepherd
I'm good.
who's the one he really loves. The one he really loves is deaf.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I got no problem with the deaf community.
Sounds like you do.
I'm sure they're watching right now.
You just insulted their hero.
I don't think that's their hero, though. I think that's a common misconception.
Who's their hero? The guy from Coda?
What do you think? Every deaf person has like a Helen Keller poster in their room?
Definitely.
Like a fat head?
What does she look like? If she looked like anything like the girl from the Great British Bake Off.
I'm imagining her looking like the girl from the fucking Conjuring.
From the girl from The Ring.
Oh, there she is. She's... Ooh.
No, she looks pretty
Yeah.
normal.
You think so?
She lived for almost 100 years?
She looks like just a normal old lady. But
Well,
I
she-
want to see
she
her
got
when she's
better
a child.
looking in later life, it looks like. It looks like as she became more capable of speaking, she could probably ask for things like a hairbrush.
Oh, hang on, bro.
She actually looks very normal when she's younger, too.
She actually looks right.
When she's a child, she looks like a normal child.
They got a picture of her here smelling a rose.
Yeah, I saw that.
That's got to be her only joy in life.
Hmm.
Must have been incredible to smell shit. She could probably smell what people were saying.
Yeah.
Her teacher taught her to read lips by pressing things into her lips. Are you sure she was blind?
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
She's looking right at the camera in this picture. And
Let's
not in the
see.
way that some blind people look at the camera.
I mean, she's truly one of the figures of
Yeah,
history.
she was blind and deaf.
But not dumb.
And dumb as fuck.
No.
Those were your words, not mine.
She learned to speak later in life, but she didn't never as well as she would have liked.
So she didn't want to speak. That's got to be. I mean, at that point, you'd be like, you got to give us something. They're like, you can speak and you're not speaking? How are we supposed to communicate?
She graduated cum laude from Radcliffe College.
Radcliffe is Harvard before
Yeah.
before it was
Before
combined.
Harvard.
Really? What, like women?
That was the
Harvard?
women's college at Harvard.
What?
Yeah.
So she was a fucking genius?
So she was smart.
Mm-hmm.
Or she was giving neck to the professors.
You think she was sucking on the professors?
How do you spell penis?
Mm.
Press it up against her lips. I'm just kidding. That shit is not
That's
funny.
nasty. That's nasty.
That shit is not funny at all. But I mean, 1880 to 1968, she basically heard about the moon landing.
Yeah.
She lived through both world wars.
There was probably like slaves that she knew, like people who used to be slaves that
Yeah.
she's from Alabama. She probably knew slaves
Yeah.
and like witnessed the moon landing.
Yeah.
Not witnessed. Sick life for her.
She was alive for the Titanic
Yeah, she really saw it all.
and both world wars and Vietnam. Or no,
No, not Vietnam.
not Vietnam.
But the Korean War. She definitely was around for the Korean War. I wonder what she thought about it.
If you guys could have
No,
grown
yeah,
up,
she was alive for Vietnam.
if you guys
1955 to 1975.
if you guys could have grown up,
She didn't get to see the ending of it.
probably for the best.
Yeah.
You didn't get to see anything.
Us waving that L.
Right.
Waving
She
that white flag.
That's probably her last thought was like, at least we're going to win Vietnam.
No, it'll kind of just vaguely end.
The soldiers will come home and everyone will be mad at them.
Spit on
Yeah,
the
we're going to be
soldiers.
really upset with the
They'll be
soldiers.
addicted to heroin or something. If we could live in any age,
No, I was gonna say, if you guys could have grown up in any other part of the country with its sort of specific culture from that region, what would it have been? Let's say you could have grown up in South Carolina and your family was obsessed with, college football and tailgates, and you ended up going to Ole Miss or some shit and having that ridiculous haircut that all those
Ben Menzies
moppish
have.
Southern boys have, and you wear the polo shirt with the school emblem
Yeah.
and khaki shorts with a lanyard sticking out of your pocket.
It definitely wouldn't be California. It definitely wouldn't be surfer bro culture.
Mm-hmm.
I probably would just stick with Mass.
Okay, that's really not the exercise, is it, though?
And even if it were the exercise, that is the worst possible answer that you could give for this exercise.
Why? I liked growing up in Massachusetts.
He said, "What other place do you think you would have wanted to live?"
Other. I missed other.
I don't think you missed it.
I did. Let's see.
You thought I said, if you guys could have grown up anywhere, including your own home.
It's kind of how I took it, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I would go.
Being like a good old boy from Texas would be nice.
Mm-hmm.
I also think Pacific Northwest culture is nice, but also like especially '90s grungy, but it'd
Like
be
Nirvana.
damn depressing.
Yeah, I don't know if I would want to live out there. It rains a little too much.
But if that's what you're born into, you really don't know the difference.
True.
I wonder what state has the highest retention rate of its youth and generations, right? The least amount of drain and exodus. Where
Probably
kids grow
Cali.
up there and they say, I'm
Oh
never
no,
leaving.
no,
It's got to be Cali.
I don't think so.
I think
it's
somewhere
gotta be
like Colorado.
I think it's got to be like Arkansas or something, where people don't have the opportunity to leave.
Or
You know,
maybe-
where people don't have like the financial ability to get somewhere else. Like we think of one of the poorer states, Arkansas, Mississippi.
I think
Yeah,
my
but California
answer,
is a massive state.
by the way, would have been Colorado, I think. If I could have grown up anywhere other than Maine, I would have.
Oh, yeah.
I think Colorado for me would have been the answer.
I thought we were still on retention.
I'm just jumping around.
What does anal retentive mean?
It's a good question. What does it actually mean?
No. Where does it come from? What's being retained?
It's a good question.
Your shit.
Why is anal somehow a synonym for? Why does it also mean someone who's like
A tight ass.
particular?
Yeah.
Really particular, right?
It's specifically the term anal retentive. Does that mean that you're just holding your ass so tight that shit will never leave it? Or
I think.
And how does that correlate to being particular?
Has to be something else.
I think it's just kind of like a guy who won't shit everywhere, you know? They'll pick and choose.
Like
Like
you.
Nick.
Well, you say you never diarrhea in the office, except for sometimes when you diarrhea in the office.
Yeah. Like Nick only shits at his house.
But I don't think of him as an anal retentive guy. I don't think he's anal. I'm thinking more of like a tight ass. Like who has worked here? Like I guess.
KB got me indoor skydiving tickets for my birthday.
Oh, I got this. I got this for you. The term anal retentive comes from Freud's theory of psychosexual development, specifically the anal stage, which occurs around ages 1 to 3 when children focus on bowel and bladder control. So I think you guys were kind of on the hunt.
Interesting.
Freud believed that individuals who experience conflicts or fixations during this stage might develop personality traits associated with excessive control, orderliness, and frugality.
Do you think that there's a chance that Freud was just a sexual deviant and he just projected it on everybody?
Yeah, definitely.
Probably. So that
Like you actually all want to fuck your mom.
Yeah.
It's not just me that wants to fuck my mom. You psychologically have to want to fuck your mom.
would you say that you're anal retentive?
No.
Okay, so let me give you some of the things that characterize it. Orderliness and neatness, obviously you're out.
Mm.
Stinginess and possessiveness. I don't know if that really applies. Would you call yourself stingy?
No.
Possessive?
No.
Me neither. Stubbornness and obstinacy. That you are. Difficulty adapting to change or compromise. Like that's all one thing. That's you to a T.
What do I have difficulty?
Adapting to change or compromise?
Yeah.
You don't compromise.
Yes, I do.
No, you don't.
Yeah, I do.
Look what's happening right now.
Yeah, because you're telling me you can't just tell someone they don't compromise and then be surprised when they say they do.
I'm not even meaning this as a slight.
But I think I do compromise.
I think you're.
let's give an example.
Rome wanted you to come on the show to be a permanent member, and I was like, no fucking shot. Now here we are.
And I fully believe that.
No, that's not true at all.
I fully believe that.
I was joking. Just trying to get some jokes off.
Respect. You wrote that one
You
too?
can't put that toothpaste back in the tube. That is the truth, and that's
No,
now
it's
out.
not.
That's now out.
Come on.
And that's so damaging.
You know that's not
He's
the
about to
truth.
leave for a month. I'm gonna fucking.
It's going to be just us.
I'm gonna hold that
I know.
over you.
People aren't even going to know Roan's gone
Right.
because we're going to have banked every episode.
Perfectionism, a relentless pursuit of perfection in all aspects of
Okay,
life.
yeah, that's not you.
That's not you.
Perfectionist?
Perfectionism. The only one here that applies. You don't think you're stubborn? I think you're.
No,
one of
I
the
would say I'm
stubborn.
definitely stubborn.
So those are the two. It's
I
stubborn.
think you're pretty stingy.
I don't think I'm stingy.
I don't think you're necessarily. I think you're frugal. I think you're frugal, and I mean that. I don't even mean that as a slight either. Is frugal necessarily bad?
No.
I think you save your money. I think you're like you don't spend a lot.
You're a bit of a stinge lord.
Spendthrift.
I kind of spend a lot.
You're thrifty. Thrifty.
I'm a gearhead.
You're shallow
my
with the
problem.
pussy. You're definitely shallow with the pussy.
She's shallow.
She's shallow. Is that J. Cole?
Mm-hmm. Fool
She's
me once.
shallow with the pussy. She's shallow.
You have been shallow with the pussy recently. I have noticed
Have I
that
been a
about
little
you.
too shallow with the pussy?
I mean, I think it's a good time to say it. I think it's the most.
Yo, we've actually been meaning to talk to you.
You've been a little bit shallow with the
Been
pussy.
really shallow with the pussy lately. Dude, I've been working on it.
Fool me 3 times.
I'm
Fuck
in
the peace
therapy.
signs.
I'm in therapy. Trying to work on how I can get deeper in the pussy.
Mm-hmm.
What did he even mean when he's talking about she's shallow with the pussy?
I don't know.
She
Most
just
of
gives
J.
it up
Cole's
to.
lyrics are like that.
But he decided to sing that one.
Yeah.
Well,
I
you
love
know-
that. That's what I like about J. Cole and Drake, though, is that they're not afraid to bring out the
Melodies.
melodies.
Right.
Kendrick, you never hear Kendrick singing like that.
Drake has a new song out.
He has a whole new album out.
Right.
You listened?
Mm-mm.
Did you see he reached out to Bieber and was
No.
like, "Do you want to do some music?" And Bieber left him on red
Oh, because Bieber's got his own shit going on right now.
because he wants Selena so bad because Benny's fucking Selena. Benny.
Isn't Bieber like regularly posting just shit where he's like on a shit ton of drugs?
I think there's just
He's
constant
smoking bong?
videos, but he looks like zanned and perked out, like he's
Yeah.
zombied out, looks emaciated.
Is he still married?
Yeah.
Yeah. To Haley.
And what's going on there? Is she okay with that?
I can't imagine.
Well, she's obsessed with
about
Selena
it.
too.
What?
Have you ever seen the videos of like
I
all
don't
the
think it has anything to do with Selena Gomez.
It has everything to do with Selena Gomez.
It probably has to do with people figuring out that he was diddled by fucking P. Diddy.
I think it's a lot to
And
do with...
everyone coming to terms with, like, yeah, he 100% was.
Did you
He
see the new
did?
tattoo he got this week?
Yeah.
It's
Shit
sick.
is sick.
It's amazing.
Horses don't stop, they keep going. Young Thug. Yeah, I know.
It still fucking plays though.
It's a sick tattoo. I got to get that.
But Haley Bieber, his wife, has been obsessed with Selena Gomez for years.
But hasn't Selena Gomez been obsessed with her, too? Like, I think Selena's I think
No,
she takes
bro.
some blame here
No, bro.
for what they're doing to JB.
Selena's with Benny.
Yeah, but that's a rebound.
No, it's not, bro.
15 years later.
Is she rebounding with him because her face is round?
The round mound of the rebound. You
Selena-
have always been anti-round face.
Whose face is rounder, Selena Gomez or Sabrina Carpenter?
Well, I think you're the perfect one to answer that.
Because you're a big fan of both.
I
You're a big Sabrina guy, aren't you?
no.
He likes
No?
Sabrina Ionescu, the
Oh.
NYU Liberty.
That's right.
I fuck with Sabrina Carpenter, too. We should get her on the show.
I love Sabrina Carpenter.
Selena
I'm
Gomez.
working late.
Face.
I've got a
Faces.
spot at the upstairs room at the stand.
Look at that.
I'm
On the right.
working late.
That's a round face.
'Cause I'm a
working
comic.
late. I'm doing frantic. Starts at 9 now. Which isn't as bad.
I'm so depressed they canceled Real Ass Podcast. Poor girl, bro.
Yeah, I like Sabrina. Selena didn't really ever do anything really after Wizards of Waverly Place, though.
What?
That was kind of her peak.
Well, she did that Kygo song that was huge.
Oh no. Oh no, my friend.
One hit wonder.
You've been asleep at the wheel.
She's got a lot of hits.
You guys weren't really like watching Wizards of Waverly Place.
I was outside, bro.
That shit was.
She's in the trans.
She was in the trans musical, the one that won the Oscar.
What's
Really?
that?
Didn't it win like Best Picture?
Oh, she was in that? I also didn't know that was about trans people.
Oh yeah. There's like you haven't seen the clip of them running through the hospital singing.
Nope.
It's a banger.
I was watching the Bob Dylan movie.
In the face when you're looking back. That type of shit.
Mm-hmm. Come gather around, people,
Terrible.
wherever you are.
Terrible. Too much rasp.
Admit that the waters above you are
Show him how it's done. Because you can't do it. Oh, bro,
don't
I have
really
a
do
good
it.
ass gift to give you next episode.
I don't really do a good. I don't really do a good Dylan in his prime as much as I do a good post prime Dylan.
Right. How about him? Did we talk about him reposting MGK?
No, I don't think so.
That's sick that he did.
Did he?
Yeah.
What did he post?
He posted MGK on his Instagram.
He's always doing shit. I don't know if it's actually him. He's always tweeting
Definitely
too.
him, bro.
He'll always be like, "Oh, I saw the background. I saw the backup drummer of the Kinks in an elevator last night in Dublin. Wish him nothing but the best."
Who else could it be?
And then you're like, "What?"
Who
Like he'll
else would that
randomly
be?
just tweet that shit. I don't know. Maybe he's got like it could be like the situation with like the Trump. Remember the video of Trump when they're
Dictating?
watching the Kamala?
Take this down.
He's like, tweet this.
Yeah, but you think that there's no way Bob Dylan is like has someone else there or is dictating?
He's got to have someone running his social media.
I think that he's just plugged in, bro. You're thinking of Zimmerman. You're thinking of George Zimmerman.
He could be. He honestly could be tweeting those. I mean, how old is Bob Dylan now? What, he's got to be like 83, 84?
I was so disgusted when I found out that Bob Dylan shot Trayvon Martin. I was hurt.
Shout out to Trayvon.
I was so
You look
fucking.
just like me. That's a crazy lyric.
Oh, my Ocean. But
Yeah.
they do look alike.
They do, but it's what a wild thing to say.
Yeah, that song was experimental.
I love that song. What is that song called? Nikes?
Yeah.
That's Nikes.
These bitches want Nikes.
The best song on that album though is Futura Free, the last song. Francis, you ever get into Frank Ocean?
Yeah, I like Frank Ocean.
Blonde?
Same name, kind of.
Is he Francis?
Frank.
Francis Ocean. Did
I
Frank
like
Ocean
Lost.
have anything
Lost?
to do with Moonlight?
Not that I know.
Lost in the heat of the moon. That one. I think that one's a good one.
What is that? That's a
Lost.
Frank Ocean song?
It's probably his biggest hit.
Well, I'm not really a hits guy for Frank. Because then you got lost.
Yeah, what do you think of with Moonlight?
I don't know. I think for some reason when I watched that movie for
Because
the
you're
first
saying because
time,
you're gay.
No, I think he tweeted something about it. And I thought he like directed the movie or some shit.
Shout out to Moonlight. Those brothers look just like me. They kind of did, I
Those
guess.
gay bros look just like
Those brothers
me.
fuck just like me.
That guy in Moonlight. Jacked.
Yeah, you got a thing for him.
I
Do
just
you
never.
fuck with those dudes that are making the waking up content?
What's that?
Because they kind of got that build too. You haven't seen those videos of the brothers online who are posting like and they'll be dunking their face in the ice water in the morning.
Oh, maybe that's.
You should make one of those videos.
That guy's too jacked. I think that's a little silly.
I think you should make one.
Well, I
Well-
think this would be the worst time possible to make one of those. I think
Why?
you have to, because like everybody, because like Mr. Beast and like Mark
Oh, yeah,
Zuckerberg were
true.
like making that video. There's like a critical tipping point where.
But I
like,
think Francis could do it unironically and do it very well.
if you just did an actual wake up, I think if you did a funny ass like my daily routine video and narrated it, I think that you could murder that.
I think that's fun.
Like you being like, my overnight oats just finished. Breakfast time. And then it shows the clock and it's 3 a.m. I think people would believe that.
Yeah.
People would believe anything you said.
It would make
about,
sense
like,
as to why you get sleepy like early.
Yeah.
Because it's like, oh yeah, Francis has been up since 2. It's midnight for him right now.
he has. He's a grinder.
I'm trying to think if I have anything interesting to contribute.
Of course you do, brother.
We're kind of just tagging you up.
I know.
Fight back. Why aren't you fighting back today? It's
I don't
never
know.
a good sign when one of your boys stops fighting back.
Goes limp.
Then that's
you
when you
gotta check
need
in.
Wallow to talk him off the bridge.
Yeah.
Did you see that clip of Wallow? That a guy was about to jump off of a bridge, and like somebody was just driving by, and Wallow was like being like, "Don't fucking jump!" And, like they just caught a candid moment of Wallow trying to talk someone literally off of the ledge.
Was that real?
Real or fake? What do we think?
100%
What do we
real.
think?
100% real. Because there's a cop there being like, "Don't stop filming." 100% real.
I could see it. That's the kind of guy you want in your corner.
Oh my god. Wallow on the suicide prevention
But then you're kind of
hotline would have
also
the
like-
numbers at 0.
Yeah.
He'd have the numbers flat.
Did you forget to be great today?
This is the best weapon that you have. Don't put the gun to your head. Put the phone to your head.
Start talking.
Uber Eats is always showing us new exclusive deals for our favorite food spots, specifically Popeyes. They've had Popeyes all over the place. Popeyes pickle glaze, bone-in and boneless wings, pickle glaze sandwich, pickle lemonade, and fried pickles. They had some of this in the office the other day, and I was going to town. The fried pickles are incredible. I don't know why
course
this
they
took
are.
so long, but and the wings, oh my goodness, I was eating so much. I was going to town on them. Flavor profile includes the dill pickle, the cayenne pepper, the Louisiana herbs and spices. It's going to taste good. I guarantee you that. Only Popeyes can put a twist on pickle products with authentic Cajun flavor. Grab Popeyes' new lineup of bold pickle flavor products. Try them all while they're here. And you know you can get them at Uber Eats. Where are my pickle people at? get the Popeyes new lineup of, there we go, raise the hands, get Popeyes new
Guilty.
lineup.
Guilty as charged.
Arrest that man. Grab Popeyes a new lineup of bold pickle flavored products on Uber Eats. Try them while they're here. The fight for the green
I can read
jacket.
it. I can do it.
Bro, just ad lib me.
All right.
The fight for the green jacket is on in Augusta.
Sure
Get in on all the Get in on all the actions at the DraftKings Sportsbook. From the opening round through the championship Sunday, DraftKings Sportsbook has you covered. Live betting, player props, and so much more. If you've ever bet on golf before, it's easier. If you've never bet on golf before, it's easier than you think. Just pick something simple like a golfer to win the tournament and make your pick. It's just that simple. And here's something special for first-timers. New DraftKings customers bet $5 and get $150 in bonus bets instantly. Anybody you guys like this weekend?
I
was gonna
took
say,
I
who's
took a
your-
little on Victor Hovland at plus 2,500.
Oh!
Yeah, a little Victor. I sprinkled a little Victor, and I hate to say
like
it.
that.
I also took a
I'm
little
all in on Victor.
DJ?
a little taste on Rory. I
was gonna
can't help
say-
myself.
I
I
was gonna say,
can't
Rory's
help
obviously-
myself. But
What are the odds on Rory right now? He's got to be what?
He
minus
was the
200?
second favorite after Scotty.
Scotty.
I think
Yeah.
Rory was like plus 650, maybe something like that.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, I guess it's to win the whole tournament. Let's.
Download
Yeah.
the DraftKings Sportsbook app. Maybe go along with what these guys are doing and use code BOYDAD. That's code BOYDAD for new customers to get $150 in bonus bets when you
Damn.
bet just $5 only on DraftKings. The crown is yours. We are well into 2025 now, which means New Year's resolutions are starting to become New Year's compromises.
They are.
I
People
know.
are starting to get a little flaky.
That's right. And if one of your goals was to eat healthier, Tempo can help you stay strong with your decisions. Fast, calorie-conscious meals made with real ingredients. Tempo is a weekly delivery service that delivers chef-crafted meals from a dietitian-approved menu right to your door. Doesn't
That's
that sound
intriguing.
good?
That is intriguing. I'm interested in that.
We've piqued our guys' interest because Tempo serves fast, feel-good, single-serving meals that are crafted to cook in just 3 minutes so you can eat well without sacrificing taste or convenience. With new recipes each week that are made with real ingredients and nutrient-rich, they'll make it easy to keep up that healthy lifestyle. And now for a limited time, Tempo is offering our listeners 60% off your first box. Go to tempomeals.com/boydad. That's tempomeals.com/
Boydad.
For 60
BOYDAD.
60% off your first box.
These are smoking hot deals.
Tempomeals.com/boydad. Rules and restrictions may apply. All right. Let's cut through the bunking and talk about game time.
Game time. The official ticking partner of
GameTime.co.
Barstool Sports.
That's right.
Correct me if I'm wrong.
No, you're dead right about that. Lucky for me, I always use Game Time, the official ticketing partner of Barstool Sports. April 22nd, Earth Day, and when you click
right around
on
the corner.
I know it's coming up fast. Honestly, I feel like it was just Earth Day.
You guys have plans?
Well, if you, getting out to a game with Game Time.
Of course.
Dude, I'm loving, the last call feature they have on Game Time?
So good.
Like, you can come on and just see that tonight, like, the Lightning are playing the Rangers, and you can get tickets for $46. I've never seen tickets that cheap.
That's
to the,
such
To
a
the
good
Rangers
deal.
game. Yeah.
Rangers tickets are usually like $1 million.
I know, exactly.
And you could select and purchase the super deal, and on Earth Day, Game Time will plant a tree with the proceeds. How cool is that?
Wow.
They care about the environment. They care about you getting the best deal.
Well,
on
that's a
your
carbon
tickets.
neutral company right there.
I mean, you got to salute Game Time. They're doing the most for the least. You could take the guesswork out of buying tickets today with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code BOYDAD for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and use code
Boydad.
BOYDAD for $20 off. Download the Game Time app today. What time is it?
Game
Game
time.
I would do, if I saw someone about to jump off a bridge, I would jump in front of them to do what Clarence does in
You'd break
It's a
the
Wonderful
fall?
Life.
Yeah.
No. Then they'd have to jump in to save me.
Mm.
And therefore, by that property, I have saved them.
Right. It's a little.
I thought you meant you were going to throw yourself in, break the water, so that when they hit the water, they don't die. Break the surface.
I always plan to do that. Take off a shoe as I'm falling, throw it, break the surface. And
I don't think
then-
that actually does anything.
Definitely not. There's no way I could even reach my foot in that scenario.
I think the whole reason that divers do that is to test
See
the
water.
timing.
No, it's to see the water.
What do you mean?
It creates ripples,
Yeah.
which allows them as they're flipping
to
know how
see
close
where-
they are. On a flat water, they can't see it.
That makes sense.
Cliff divers, whenever they throw the fucking rock off and then just follow the rock, it's sick. That might be to break the water.
No, they throw the GoPro off, right?
Oh, that's sick too.
And then they get
That's
to it
sick.
films them as they're falling. That's cool.
Because everything falls at the same speed.
Right, 10 meters
Well-
per second.
Once it reaches terminal velocity.
Then we're fucked.
No.
Then shit gets a little messy.
That's when you gotta start worrying.
Then shit starts speeding up. Slowing down.
Isn't it true that not everything falls at the same... In a vacuum, things fall at the same speed, right? So in the absence of friction and things like that, a feather and a rock only fall at the same speed in a vacuum, right?
I don't know. I just remember in like science class they did that shit where they had like a bowling ball and a tennis ball and they fell at the same speed.
I think that feather's being acted on by wind.
But feathers obviously aren't going to fall at the same speed as a bowling ball.
Yeah, but everything, I think, of a certain mass, the human body, all human bodies fall at the same... If you jump out of a plane, you reach terminal velocity.
Yeah.
No matter what your mass is. Even if a piano or an elephant were thrown out of the plane.
So I don't know
They
why
would
these fat
fall at
boys
the
are
sa-
so cocky.
But it takes a minute. You accelerate at different speeds to that.
Oh, I see.
So I think that initially, one would be ahead of the other.
Should I call my dad right now? This is right up his alley.
This is physics, yeah. And I love this stuff.
I'm kind of a physics head myself.
What kind though? Biophysics, molecular physics?
Molecular. Molecular.
True. I mean, biophysics could be molecular physics.
It's all the same.
Right.
Do you know what the chemical symbol for iron is?
IR.
Mm-mm.
No. What
Think
is
of my name, brother.
RO.
Close.
AD.
Closer.
FR.
Closest.
FE.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the way people remember that is Francis Ellis pumps iron.
Really?
That's
That's
way
what
my
they taught you guys
that's
in
the way
school?
my whole class remembered it,
That's sick.
which made me feel cool.
That was when you had to get in the gym.
Yeah.
Did you get in the gym at an early age?
No.
You're an early gym guy?
No.
When did you start, Rowan, consistently pumping iron?
College.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember going to the gym, like the YMCA, with my mom when I was in like 5th grade, just having no idea what to do.
Mm-hmm.
My dad didn't lift weights. He's a
scientist.
And so no one was there to teach me, and I was just like doing like leg extensions because that was like the thing that would embarrass me the least. You know what I mean? I was
Yeah.
going to climb onto the fucking bench press,
Yeah.
put some 10s on.
Ugh, I can't wait to get into the gym. I can't wait to just go punish myself later.
That's
Today?
crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy you're a nighttime worker outer.
I'm going to go punish myself.
Because of those cookies?
Yeah. And just the fact that I haven't been, I went on that golf trip and didn't get in the gym because we were fucking walking the courses every day and it was mountainous. So it was
Yeah, but that's a
hike.
good workout.
It was, but
Probably
it's
getting
not-
like 20,000 steps in a day.
That's exactly right. That's
Yeah.
what the golf course was 20,000 steps.
Yeah.
But that doesn't do anything for my
For the
delts, my traps.
it's pecs.
Should just hit some push-ups, pull-ups, sit-ups, crunches.
Fuck's he gonna do a pull up, bro? He's in God's country.
You can always find somewhere to do a pull-up.
They say Chattanooga, Tennessee is the city that has the highest readership of the Bible in America.
That's so sick.
They do refer to it as God's country.
They must have a lot of Barnes and Nobles down there for people to purchase.
People
all
refer
these
to
Bibles.
Maine as God's country too.
I don't know about that.
Can anybody publish
One
a Bible?
person referred it to me to Maine as God's country.
We should come out with Barstool Bibles.
I had mine. I had a fake ID. My Barstool Bibles would be sick. We got to get those going. But I
The
had.
official son of a boy dad Barstool Bible.
I
It's
think we
just
should
the same
start
thing.
selling shit like that.
I mean, King James is just like he just slapped his name on the Bible.
Really?
King James edition. He's just like took,
LeBron's got a Bible.
I think we could.
LeBrible.
And I think, dude, I think that the White Russian mix is so on the table right now.
Oh, I think we got to get it out.
After KFC was able to come out with his Midnight Bean, Martini, was it espresso,
Espresso
martinis?
I think
in
if
a bottle?
we go White Russian mix, but it's powdered milk, I think people will buy those.
I think they would buy it if it's unpowdered.
No, I think we got to go powdered. I think we'd sell more because
You
people
think?
don't want to. Because then, because if people bought them as merch, as oh, this is funny.
And then you wait until the holidays to open it up.
Powdered milk is gonna you could put that on your desk, leave that there forever.
Yeah.
You can't keep regular milk.
You know what we should do is we should do a limited run, and have the number 1 out of 50 on each thing,
Yeah,
each tin,
yeah.
and then do a commemorative tin.
What should we call it?
White Russian mix.
White Russian mix, but it has to have something to do with us.
No, it doesn't.
You don't think we should have it? Nothing to do with us. No son of a boy dad anywhere.
Son of a boy, dad's white. I mean,
I
it's
think
like,
it's just a carton because we have 3 sides to work with. The fourth side has to be the nutrients and shit.
right. And I think second side has to be a missing child,
Okay.
and then we have 2 other sides to play with.
All right.
Do you want not?
I
want to
think
have
the 2 sides we just throw a massive Barstool logo on them.
it wraps around.
Nothing about son of a boy dad. Yeah.
I think that would play so hard, but I like other people are able to come out with different merch. Why not us? Why can't we have a box of powder that we just sell?
Maybe it's like our secret recipe,
Yeah.
and then the container is what you use. So we have the ingredients, and the ingredients is just milk.
You add milk to the
You add
powdered milk.
Maybe it's
Just
just
add
a
milk?
carton.
Just add milk.
Yeah. And
But
then
is there
obviously-
vodka in it?
Yeah, I think there would have to be.
No,
So
I
we'll
think you
have-
add vodka, add milk.
We'll
That's
have
the
vodka and
ingredients.
Kahlua. We'll call it
A
White
container.
Russian mix.
But it's not.
It's just vodka and Kahlua, and then you got to add milk. You just add milk because milk is perishable.
Yeah.
Well, that's why I'm saying powdered milk, I think, because it's non-perishable.
I think it just lasts longer.
Right, so if we just had a box of powdered,
Powdered milk lasts forever, I think.
Yeah.
So I think that you add Kahlua, add vodka to the powdered milk.
So we're just selling a container of powdered
Powdered
milk.
milk.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you open the top of it, and then you cut off the top with scissors to make it a nice clean edge.
Yeah.
And then you pour pour water, Kahlua, and vodka into it.
Yeah.
I think if we could get it to just be just Kahlua and vodka in addition to the powdered milk, we'd have something.
So no water. Water to taste. Oh yeah, to
Yeah,
go. Yeah,
yeah.
like nips.
Yeah.
I think water, add water as needed. You know,
taste,
it's not
yeah.
a requirement.
No, now you're getting into a very then it's very subjective and nobody knows the right. Everyone wants to know exactly how they're supposed to make this cocktail.
Well, how do you make powdered milk into milk?
I think it is probably an add water situation.
How much though?
Tablespoon?
Yeah,
Couple
so
tablespoons?
tablespoon of water. Add 1 tablespoon of water to taste.
Yeah, but his tablespoon's not necessarily the same as my tablespoon, unless we're actually using
A tablespoon.
a tablespoon.
But then it could be like, oh, you make a really good instant White Russian because you know how much to do. It's like how you make good old fashions.
So buy 2. You got to buy 2.
Well, it's like you
One
want
to fuck up.
Yeah, 1 to choose, 1 to lose.
Yeah. And then 1 to make just right. When's the best time to drink a White Russian?
Winter.
Got it. So we'll have the summer.
Or the summer to figure it out.
We'll have the summer to go taste test, get out
Go
to
to
the
go to the milk
warehouses.
factory.
Yeah.
Watch them chipping the milk into.
We
powder.
tried 700 different types of milk to find what the perfect Barstool White Russian mix was.
I think we could, dude.
I think we got to do it.
Why can't we? Like, we could sell it for a bunch.
We'll sell them for $40. They'll cost 50 cents to make.
Like that guy who sells the lemonade in Mr. G's videos.
Yeah.
Nobody else is selling white. We checked the market and we saw that there was nobody else selling powdered milk White Russians for $25 a pop.
That's when we realized we are the market. We control the market.
Yeah. In fact, we didn't see anyone else selling powdered milk White Russians, period. And that's when we started to realize, boy, these things really taste like shit.
I think this is a great, dude, I think if we did this, if we made this, obviously it's a joke, but we were somehow able to get on Shark Tank with it,
If we told them that it was
that would
50
change,
cents to
that
the
would
$40,
change the world. Yeah.
If Mr. Wonderful could get lip on this.
I think this would be if we go to Shark Tank and we stay completely in character and we're pitching our White Russian mixes.
If Lori could just have 1 gulp of White Russian mix.
All right, hit me with your pitch.
Dun 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 dun.
All right, and we're all coming in at the same time.
Yep.
Us 3.
Sharks.
You probably are tired of having to go to the bar and order a White Russian with perishable milk.
No, we'll start out. We'll be like, White Russian might seem like a drink you only really get once in a while. You go to a nice cocktail bar, you get a guy, you figure he could probably make a good White Russian.
Why?
Why not make White Russians from your home?
But I think we have to illustrate that there's
Mark,
some kind of
you
problem.
ever have a White Russian at the comfort of your own home?
No, I can't say that I have. I
And
only
now-
drink them out.
And now you can. And then that's when we bring in our cartons.
And we hand everybody one, and we give Damon a Black Russian.
yeah, chocolate milk.
We give a little chocolate milk to Damon. We made this special for you, Damon.
We did a double dose of Kahlua for you.
Damon, we didn't really know how to go about making yours.
Yeah, we heard your
We're
people
honestly gonna
we
have
heard
you
your
sit
people
this
are
one out.
lactose intolerant. I don't know if that's a real thing or
I
not.
think he has been out on products because he's lactose intolerant before. I'm almost positive Damon's lactose intolerant.
Damon, full transparency here. We've just never seen a black guy drink a White Russian.
And for that reason, I'm out.
We're gonna opt out of working with you.
Yeah.
For that reason,
Damon,
we're out.
Can we go earmuffs for the rest of this? Just I don't want to.
We don't want to make this awkward,
Damon,
man.
we got you a Nintendo Switch that you can play with for the rest of the pitch.
Yeah. I think and we'll have to make a lactose intolerant version, of course.
Well, if it's powdered milk, it could all be like Damon could be like, "Well, I'm lactose intolerant," and then we could be like, "Well, this isn't actual milk.
This is an actual milk.
This is powder. This is dandruff."
This is dandruff.
What is powdered milk made out of? Do they like boil down regular milk, harden it, and then chip it away,
It's a good question.
Something like that. I would think so.
or is it made of like oil?
I don't know, but I think the thing is, people are going to be expecting it to be a carton of milk, but it's not.
Yeah,
Cartons
you
are
can
actually
kind of
a lot
shake it.
lighter than you. That you don't even know you have it on you. Maybe we build them and they have like a belt loop, so you can go to the bar with it.
Yeah, you have a bunch of them.
But
in
obviously,
a
it's
holster.
too awkward to like carry in your pocket. So that's why we have the belt loop.
You have a bunch
Strap
of
it on-
lining.
Yeah, you can strap it onto your belt.
You just slap it down in front of the bartender,
Yeah.
and they could pour the Kahlua.
Yeah.
Just charge me for the shot and the Kahlua.
Yeah.
That's straightforward and easy.
Yeah.
That's what the people want.
Something to consider.
Dude, I think this shit is fucking. I think it's gonna make us money, and everybody else has products.
I
It's
think
not
we
like
gotta get-
Barstool's
we gotta get
Midnight
involved.
Bean. It's not like Barstool's Stella Blue. Like Barstool doesn't have the name in front of it. Could just be White Russian mix.
Yeah.
Owen's Transfusion.
But we got to be willing to take a big loss off the jump. that's the problem, is who's going to get behind this? We need an investor.
And Dave just lost 10 to 15%
And
of his net worth.
Dave just lost $7 million. So clearly that's out.
We're gonna need to source all of our products from within America.
Yeah, we need American milk. We need to get our own cows.
Dairy farmers.
What if
of America.
what if the twist is, because we could lean in, the easiest option here is lean right? Obviously.
Yeah. Well,
The
I
first
don't even think it's just that. I
anti-woke
just think
White
that's
Russian.
I think that's who we are.
Yeah. We
So-
lean right. So maybe, yeah, it's all American made.
It has to be American made.
Oh, 10% of our profits go to
Wounded
Wounded Warriors.
Wounded Warriors.
Like we'll be the Black Rifle
Will
coffee
be the black rifle of the White Russian
of
mix
White
community.
Russian
White
powdered White Russian mix.
White Rifle.
Yeah, White Rifle.
White Rifle Russian coffee mix.
What if it's instead of like Russian, since that's probably like a naughty word, it's like White American. I'm gonna have a White American.
We'll have a White American.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes it seem proud.
Yeah.
A white American mix, but also mix kind of has a connotation that it's
Yeah,
not,
I don't want
not
to get
just
mix
white.
involved in there.
No, get rid of the mix thing. Yeah,
So
get rid
White
of the mix.
American.
Just White American.
Pure. How about
Pure White
White
American.
American?
Essentials needed to make a White Russian.
But I think we got to take Russian out of it.
But we take that's going to be in very small font. You'll barely even know it comes from
Right.
Russia. Well, is there a more correct term to use? Because like, aren't they going away from car bombs? Like that's offensive. What? A Blanco Ruski.
A Blanco Ruski's nice.
That
Blanco
could be.
Ruski,
That could play.
White American.
But like, what are they calling? What are they calling
American
car
mix.
bombs now? Because you're not supposed to call them car bombs anymore.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Because it's offensive to the people of Ireland.
Yes.
because most of their relatives died in car bombs.
Right. With their tanks and their bombs.
And their bombs and their cars.
Wasn't wasn't she pro IRA?
I think all the people of Ireland are pro IRA.
No.
I think some of them are.
That's not. Yeah. Well, yes, some. But that was the whole point.
Yeah.
It was a war.
Yeah. Up the raw.
Yeah.
Brother, you're talking to someone who knows what he's talking about here.
You just said all of Ireland was pro IRA.
And then I said, well, some of them were.
Because I stepped in.
The raw.
I was going to say that regardless.
Uh-huh.
With their tanks and their bombs and their bombs.
That's a book you'd like.
Oh no, she's anti-RA, because she's criticizing the raw for their tanks and their bombs and their guns.
Say Nothing is the name of that book. It's really good.
Really?
Tells the story of the Troubles.
What's in your head?
I think we really got to get moving on this White Russian.
Mm-hmm.
Blanco Ruski.
You guys don't have to be involved.
What are you talking about? I just brought it up.
Oh,
You don't seem that.
do?
You don't
Cut
seem
us
like you
out,
want to be
bro.
involved. We can give you like a revenue share.
You know what would be kind of cool, right? Is
Okay.
if we kind of just did like a, you know, when sometimes to just make it more familiar and kind of folksy a little bit to like the audience that we're trying to reach, is that since we're gonna make it a powdered milk, right? We could do something like, you know how you can put an apostrophe in the middle of a word to get rid of a letter.
Yeah.
So we could do like a pure white power.
Oh, but take out the D.
POW apostrophe ER.
Yeah,
Now
that's
you're talking.
so
mix.
good.
Now
No
you're
mix.
talking.
No mix. But that's how we get,
Unmixed.
pure white
What is
power.
another word for mix? Combo.
Combo's nice.
White Russian
Ingredient,
combo.
pure white power. Pure white power combo.
Pure white power
I feel like
drink.
some stores might be hesitant to get this up on the shelves.
Why?
Well, that's why we're selling direct to consumer. I'm not worried about brick and mortar.
Yeah.
We just set, like, there's no reason you're wasting your time.
I'm expecting us going on like a tour, like like Bert and Tom or like the Nelk Boys.
I think
like,
it's
when
more
we're
like
at
Charlie
bars.
Kirk.
We're
where
at bars.
We go to colleges.
bartending.
Hunting lodges,
Yeah.
Elks clubs,
All right.
veterans clubs.
We go to colleges
Rotary
and
clubs.
debate students and stuff
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that.
yeah.
I think that's kind of the vibe.
Yeah, and then we hand out the drinks beforehand.
Yeah.
We have
To
everybody.
get people loose for
Bomb.
the
Get
debate.
them loose.
Yeah.
So that if anyone protests, the people who have enjoyed the drink can beat the shit out of that
Yeah.
person.
But I think we do need to be like showing face. Like we got to do a pop up at in Hoboken, and we're behind the bar.
You don't think we could kind of like fashion some kind of fun, folksy thing
Mask.
to wear over our heads in like almost like the shape of a milk carton, but a little flowier?
Yeah, it couldn't be too rigid because that would be uncomfortable.
And also to make sure that the people that know that we're like truly supporting the farmers, we could ride in on horses.
Yeah.
Yes.
On fire.
Yeah, yeah.
There's gonna be a lot of fire involved.
Yeah.
And it would be like very secular, like not like church involved at all. Like
Right.
we'd be like we could be like anti-church.
I like that.
Obviously, like burn a cross or something
Yeah,
like that.
everybody's welcome.
Everybody's
Unless
welcome.
you're lactose intolerant.
We're intolerant of the lactose
We're
intolerant.
intolerant of lactose.
Intolerant of the lactose community.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think this is fucking genius. I think that Cuban's gonna come to us.
I'm gonna talk to my agent and get the tour figured out.
I'm gonna talk to your
the
business
winter.
manager. We're gonna go to like all the SEC schools,
Oh, absolutely.
Mhm.
But we're not even gonna be not even SEC.
like Liberty
Georgia
University.
Southern.
Yeah.
We're going to Georgia Southern.
We're going
There
to
will
Kennesaw.
never be
Boots
a
on the
lactose
ground.
SAE. There will never be a lactose SAE.
That's great. That'll be our jingle.
So fucking good.
Kids these days just don't know how to make white powers like they used to. Hold the phone. What was that? We're going away from the traditional name known as White Russian. Because to be honest, we don't like the Russians.
Yeah, that's right.
It's like freedom fries right after September 11th.
Yeah, we don't like the
French fries
Russians.
into freedom fries.
But we'd also like to add that when it comes to Russia versus Ukraine, I don't see why that's our problem.
It was hilarious after 9/11 when we were like attacked by a dude from like Afghanistan that were like, fuck the French.
For not joining, yeah.
Fuck the French.
Yeah. We did that with a lot of people. We did that with the Japanese after Pearl Harbor.
But that was like a Japanese conflict. Like
They attacked us. The French didn't attack us.
Yeah, but we
just
were
like picked out somebody else to be like xenophobic of.
Yeah, we were taking it out on the Japanese Americans though.
Oh, of course.
Yes.
We were intern.
Which is
We're making them
insane to
interns.
do. To be like, you had to have known. Like, dude, I've lived in America my entire life. You knew it was coming, though. You could feel it.
I just like the Dodgers. I'm literally a baseball fan.
But I like Shohei Ohtani.
Yeah. I just like Hideo Nomo. Dude, I was at a restaurant this weekend and somebody hit me with my fucking one of my top 5 pet peeves of all time. It's infuriating. Ordered a meal with my wife. We're eating the food, and as the other people are ordering, they're just eye fucking our food. And I swear to God that I would rather have somebody jam their fucking arm elbow deep into my dish than fucking stare at my dish.
Really? That doesn't bother me at all.
It bothers me.
I actually kind of like
so
that.
much.
You don't think that they're inspired by what you've ordered?
They might have been, but they just were. It's like a New York table where they're closer than you and I are.
Yeah, right.
And
Yeah.
they're fucking staring at it, and they just can't stop staring.
Did they
at
get
my
what
food.
you ordered?
Yes.
See, I almost think it would have been more insulting if they'd been like, we don't want anything that's on that table.
I love that.
Or like, have you ever been in like
Like what you're saying. I'm agreeing with you.
Yeah.
you like when people look at your
Oh, I
food?
love. You ever get you get a burger and the person next to you goes, "Wow, the burger looks good."
That
I
looks
get if
good.
they glance at it. These women were having a conversation with their heads tilted towards us for like 5 to 10 minutes.
About the food? Were they talking about the food?
Yes, and they couldn't decide in typical woman fashion. They were like so indecisive. Like, should we get the omelet? We'll split the pancake. And they just were fucking staring at it. It felt so violent.
You went to a breakfast for dinner place?
I didn't say it was dinner.
Yeah, you did. You literally said I went to dinner this weekend.
That might have been his earlier story.
You fool. You've exposed yourself. You're out of the White Russian business.
So where did you go? You can't. It's my idea. You can't
No, it's
take
not.
me out.
What are you talking about?
I
Your
own-
idea. No way.
I own 100%
There's
of the
no-
company.
no,
As of this moment, I own all of the
There's
company.
not. No way.
Yes.
Now it's an arms race.
Yes.
Now it's who can get to the moon first.
Dude, when I went to my business manager's office to get my will together a couple of weeks ago, the shares were involved.
Brother, I already have this, and you're written out of my will because you have no shares of White Russian.
You weren't
in your
getting
will.
any. You weren't getting any of my will either because I thought you had
It all goes
50%
to
of
Francis.
white power.
It all goes to White Power. Goes to Francis. If anything happens to me, God forbid, it goes to fucking
No,
Francis.
Francis is not getting more than we're getting from white
Look,
power.
guys, I'll be honest with you. I have a lot of white power myself. All right. But I could always use a little more.
I think we're technically all getting 33.33
I'm fine
carrying.
with that. I can live with that. And also, for what it's worth, Hairball, don't have your fucking business manager write your will.
Why?
I don't think that's going to hold up in court.
What?
That's like asking your, personal trainer to write
I don't know
your
if
will.
it was my will. It was my I don't remember what it was. Some shit where I had to leave people money.
Who gets your retirement accounts and assets and things
Yeah.
like that?
That's that's your will.
That's your will.
What do you mean? What are you talking about?
That's
He
going to
did
be
it.
your
He
will.
wrote it.
He wrote it?
Yeah.
I,
He
Harry's
wrote,
business
"Dear
manager,
family, dear to who this may concern,
upon the death of my client, Harith Ball,
we will be taking our typical 30%.
he bequeaths
I watched a gay
his
ass girl
33% of white power to me.
Bro, you guys are divvying up shares of white power like
No,
it's
I know
nothing.
your business manager's taking all of white power
He's not
as soon
involved.
as you die.
He's not involved in white power.
Not yet.
He'll take 5%.
As soon as he listens to this podcast, clips his 20% of our ad revenue, he's going to say, I want a piece of that equity as well.
You should do something fun with your will and make like a bunch of like videos or like a scavenger hunt or some shit like that.
That would be fun.
Where you,
Fenn's
like,
treasure.
Pop up afterwards.
Write a poem and bury, your Xbox and PlayStation controllers out in the woods somewhere
Like the town.
near a fishing hole.
Yeah.
Yeah. They did a documentary about the Fenn's treasure. I started watching it. And then 20 minutes in, I said, what am I doing here?
About what?
Why am I watching this?
About
That's how I feel
Fen-
about every true crime murder movie.
Some
that I
of them are
watch.
good. The Karen Reed one really captured me. Fenn's
Yeah,
treasure.
I looked it up. It doesn't have good reviews.
Don't listen to reviews.
You're not a reviews guy?
Every DM I got from anyone who watched that said, what a great recommendation.
Really?
Fantastic.
All right, I'll watch it.
It also helps if you don't know anything about the case.
I don't know anything about the case.
There you go. I think you're going to enjoy it.
My sister knows everything about it.
Okay, well.
Well, we're Boston. We're from Boston.
Yeah. Fenn's
keep
Treasure. You know about Fenn's Treasure, right?
Not at all.
That's
no.
the old man who thought he was going to die, so he had $3 million of his like gold and jewels in a chest, and he hid it in the woods in New Mexico.
And someone found it?
Well, he wrote a poem in a book, and he gave people clues about where it was. And this spawned a gigantic treasure hunt. People would come. People, I think, got injured going in, hiking in to find it.
That is a good way to get a little, like, make it about you after you die.
Yeah. But he didn't, first of all, he didn't die. He got healthy, and someone did find it.
He didn't find it after he died? After he didn't die?
He didn't go looking.
He didn't look.
He knew where it was. He planted it there.
But don't you think, like, well, I'm not going to die. I
And
should
he's
probably
like,
get
I
that
need-
3
I actually need
mil.
that back.
No.
I should probably get that 3 mil from the woods.
Give me that back.
He left it out there.
Because he enjoyed the chase.
He had a sense of adventure.
Yeah.
Someone found it.
And they returned it to him?
I don't know what they did with it.
He should have made it a Netflix show. Then he would have been goated. Hosted by Lawan. Can you imagine? Fenn's Treasure. For $3 million. Lawan show, they get $250,000.
Damn.
Huh.
Have you guys
Fenn's
watched
Treasure-
Lawan's show?
Is it out yet? I mean, that's the same. What was Surviving Barstool?
250,000.
250.
And what's the Traders?
I don't know.
250,000. All these shows were 250,000. What happened to the $1 million show?
Yeah. Well, there's too many of the shows, so it's getting diluted.
Fucking bullshit.
What's Survivor's prize? $1 million?
$1 million.
Yeah, man.
Except for on the 40th season, it was $2 million.
You'd think that they would raise that.
But I know it doesn't hold the same weight that it did in like fucking 98 when it first came out or whatever.
Guys, my spending is solved. I solved it.
What'd you do?
I have been
Freeze the cards?
unbelievably abstemious.
I found
this
$3
month.
million in the woods in Maine.
Yeah. I'm really crushing it.
You've been abstemious?
Yeah.
Never heard that
What did
one
you do?
before.
What was the strat?
I got very scared about what's happening with the economy. And so I just said, all right, dial it in. I used fear. So, for example, last night I got home pretty late because of my flight. I was hoping to go to Whole Foods or Trader Joe's, get some groceries, but I didn't have time for that. So I went on Uber Eats and I went to my typical go-to, Seymour's, and I was going to do the Brussels sprouts, shaved Brussels sprouts salad with Icelandic salmon as well as the lobster mac and che, right? Mm-hmm. With fees and delivery and tip, it was going to be like $84.
Jesus Christ.
And I said, not today. Not today. Not in tariff
Just get your polo.
America. So I went to Springbone and got a cup of broth and drank that for dinner.
That's insane.
$14 plus, including delivery.
You
and
could have
tip.
gotten such better food for $14.
Well, why do you think I look
Emaciated.
starving today?
You do look a little hungry. Look a little lighter on your feet.
I
man's
drank my
surviving on
dinner last
broth.
night. I drank dinner.
That's crazy. I can't imagine. I can't do the whole like drinking your meals thing. They have those KFC radios got all those Huel drinks. They're delicious. I drank one, slammed it. I was hungry though. I was still hungry after. But I got all my nutrients in, which was good.
Bone broth is nice because there is some protein in there.
Yeah,
Bone
yeah,
broth is extremely healthy.
It's good. I love bone broth.
Me and Dana do those.
Yeah?
White.
What?
Dana White's big into the bone broth.
I thought you meant beers.
No, white.
I still thought you meant white broth.
That's why I said white after.
I was like, is there a whole line of white stuff that we could start here?
I thought you meant our white friend Dana Beers, and I was going to correct you and say he's actually Egyptian. Did you know that?
I didn't know.
Racist.
A little
Yeah,
bit,
his last name is Barawi al bin Laden.
I thought his last name was Beers.
Did you see his bachelor party this week? It was sick.
Yeah, he texted me because I DM'd him after he showed all those jerseys. And I said, this looks awesome. And he goes, I'm in shambles right now. He's also been to 3 bachelor parties in the last 4 weekends or something.
Jesus Christ.
And so every time, and he's expected to just go nuts
Yeah.
at each one.
Yeah, he's
So
the guy.
that's his cross to bear. He's sort of the Grace O'Malley of bachelor parties.
Yeah.
So he,
Pretended to fall.
Yep. Tied it on, and every time he comes home, he can barely keep his eyes open.
Yeah, I'm sure.
It's just a mess.
Sounds like hell.
This is leading up to his wedding.
4 weeks in a row of bachelor parties.
And
is
he literally,
fucked.
Ozempic just started working on
Oh,
him.
yeah. Not anymore.
Yeah.
It's like the dude Adam Richman from Man vs. Food, where he just had to go and do eating competitions every week for his TV show, and then he got massively depressed because of what he was doing to his body. If Dana's not depressed right now, part of his brain's not working.
Well, Dana stopped drinking for a while, didn't he? Was that in preparation of this stretch?
God, no. What? Wasn't he doing I drink a beer every day until Stone Cold Steve Austin looks at me?
Yeah, he took a couple weeks off. He made it a couple weeks. I don't know exactly how long, but it wasn't that long.
Tommy asked me if I had any jerseys that he could wear for that. Or he asked to
Bro, how about Jameer Gibbs changing his number?
I know.
How pissed are you?
I don't give a fuck.
It's a throwback now.
It's a throwback.
It actually makes it more valuable because it's rare.
Yeah.
I offered up Mac Jones. He said, I need a weird jersey for this weekend. And I said, do you want my Mac Jones, Patriots? And he refused. He said no.
He's a Giants guy.
Yeah.
He should have worn a Barawi Al Bin Laden jersey.
But what do you want? What do you want from me at that point? If I'm giving you Mac Jones is a good jersey to wear out.
He just wanted to start a conversation about how he was invited to the bachelor party and you
probably.
weren't.
He was talking about it for 3 weeks.
How weren't you invited?
I was invited.
Oh, there you go.
Couldn't make it.
I was about to say.
Because of the foreplay thing. My best jersey, I have the red, authentic Michael Vick jersey from when he played on the Falcons.
Damn.
That's sick.
Game worn?
I had to mow lawns for weeks to buy that thing.
That's sick.
Mowed everyone's lawn in the neighborhood.
How much were you charging for a mow?
Probably $8.
I was charging $25.
Yeah, well, Maine.
Those lawns are probably massive.
Yeah, true.
Were you pushing?
Pushing.
Oh my God! For
That's
$8
crazy.
an hour
I mean,
or a lawn?
Yeah, $8.
I don't remember how much I charged. It was probably 15.
I'm pretty sure it was 25.
I've said this before, but I had to feed our neighbor's cats while she was away. I fed them for a week. Breakfast, I think, and dinner. Went over twice a day. She gave me $6.
Oh, yeah. You said that? That's
I
tough.
think it was 6 $1 bills.
Didn't
I
she
think
try?
I-
She tried to pay you in hair, right? She gave you an envelope of hair, right?
I had to feed my neighbor's cat one time, and I remember I went over and there was it was they'd been gone for multiple days already. And then I went over to feed their cat, and there was shit everywhere.
Yeah.
Bacon, a pot with just bacon grease in it, just on the stove still. And I was like, this is nasty.
You learn a lot about people when you feed their cats.
Which I live the exact same way now.
Learn
so
what their underwear smells like.
Yeah.
You get up in their shit.
You learn how their bras feel.
You ever
around
get
your
up in
head.
someone's shit while you were mowing their lawn, they weren't home? Take a little tour.
No.
I definitely did. I definitely took a tour.
I was always self-conscious that there would be hidden video cameras.
Same.
I used to think my parents had hidden video cameras in my study area when I was a kid. I would duck under where I thought they were, like I was in Mission Impossible.
We had a dude that we used to do landscaping for a lot, and we would get paid decent, but some of the jobs were fucked. And he had a guest house that we would use the bathroom. And one time he was like, we're going out of town today, so we won't see you guys before you leave. And we went in the guest house. I went in the guest house to go to the bathroom, and they had a ton of alcohol in there, and we were taking shots. And then we got back to work, and then it was not a good idea, because then we were all just
Working in the sun,
shit face,
drunk.
Yeah,
It was like a teen.
we were taking Bombay shots.
Just having some gin in the middle of the day as a child.
Keith Moulton used to come and help with stuff because I needed help on our property.
Yeah,
and we had to stain the deck, the wood, and waterproof it. And it was, it wasn't the deck, it was the walkway out to the water. was really long, a lot of steps.
Like a dock.
Well, the dock was at the end.
Yeah.
And then this was just like the walkway
Yeah.
out there. Yeah. But there were, I don't know, hundreds of slats
Yeah.
that we had to stain. And we're just sitting down. And at lunch, we came in to take a break, and my parents were up working somewhere else. And I think I gave them a sandwich or something. We ate sandwiches, and I was like, you want a beer? Like, here, have a beer. We were, I don't know, 16.
Yeah.
And we drank like half of it each. We were just like, I don't really want this.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we both, drank beer.
Yeah.
And we'd like go to parties and stuff.
Yeah.
But like, we were like, we have to go back out.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
It doesn't
sit
pair with
our
work.
backs bent,
Yeah.
staining the deck.
No, it
It's not
doesn't.
a fun drunk.
No.
Yeah, drinking. I was like, what? We're not Ben Affleck and
Yeah,
Matt
yeah,
Damon
you're
in
not a
Good Will
construction
Hunting,
worker? Yeah.
drinking beer for lunch.
Yeah. To be honest, man, it looks like we only got like 40 minutes left on this job, so I don't think I need to be wasted for that. We definitely did that multiple times. Like, bring a beer. And then we were like, "What? This is awful. Let's just finish this fucking job."
It sounds good.
Dude, I showed up to a job. I remember one time when I was going into I must have been a senior going into college, and it was the summer, and we were still doing like odd jobs. And I remember we showed up, and there was a pile. It was me and one other kid, and I was like, this person said they were gonna pay us like a couple $100 to do this job, and he was like, yeah, I'm down. And we showed up, and it was just like a mountain of cinder blocks. Like 300 cinder blocks, if not more. Mm-hmm. And pretty much they were just like, can you just move these to there? And it was the most like tedious,
Grueling.
exhausting. Dude,
Is that how you fucked up your
that's
forearm?
how I fucked up the tendon in my arm.
Because
We were just carrying cinder blocks like this all day.
Yeah.
And eventually you're like, dude, I can't carry anymore. And then my tendon exploded in my arm because I had to keep carrying them.
Yeah. Yeah.
But we ended up getting paid a lot. We think we got paid like $200 each.
That's a big payday
Yeah,
at that
that was a
age.
lot.
Yeah.
How far did you have to move them?
Probably like 30 feet. Maybe more. Maybe like 50 feet.
All right. I hate to do it. I have to jump.
All G.
I think we're good, right?
Yeah, we're good.
All right, we're good. See you guys on Thursday.
Awesome.
Perfect. I'm going to be in Edmonton, Hoboken, and Philadelphia coming up. All those tickets are available at harrysettlewebsite.com.
I guess I'll be in Providence tomorrow. Or no, sorry, on Friday of this week. But I think the Friday Late Show is the only one that has any tickets left, if any at all. So then West Nyack in New York in a couple weeks, Kansas City right after that, then Dallas, and then Chicago to close out the spring.
Are all 5 of these ads?
Punch up.live/Francis Ellis for tickets.